All right, we got to break down SoFi stock in this one, go over my thoughts, the charts, how the stock's been doing as of late, and I want to break down some news regarding some institutions that just sold the stock. We have a lot to cover today, guys, so hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs, and of course, take a sip of your coffee. You're going to need it for this video, and let's dive into it. So it's about 1:20, 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast right now, and let me tell you guys, it is ugly out there. SoFi's down over 9%. We have the S&P 500 down 5%. So say goodbye to those gains from yesterday, right? They're not all gone, but we're starting to dump again. S&P, like I said, down 5%. QQQ down 5.5%. And it looks like here the Russell's down almost 6%, and the Dow's down 4%, as the VIX, get ready for this, guys, is up over 45%. The VIX, oh my goodness, is up 15 points right now. So let's break down SoFi. We'll talk about the indexes, do an update there, and go over what institutions sold out of SoFi stock, right? They sold some shares, some I think sold completely. We'll cover that in this video. So SoFi is now, like I said, down 9%, down $1, trading at $10.35 as of right now. And yesterday was a ridiculous day, not just for SoFi, obviously, but the entire market, as we got the 90-day pause on the tariffs. Most countries now have 10% tariffs for these 90 days. I think 75 or more countries are now negotiating with the U.S. Obviously, a couple aren't, China being the main one, right? They have 125% tariffs on them at this point. So with that pause yesterday, SoFi got all the way up to $11.65 to 70 cents, you guys can see. And now we're down about $1.30, 40 from that point. And it looks like we're trying to hold support at about 10.15, 10.20, which was the high from the beginning of April. I guess we're still in the beginning of April, but the beginning of this week, we hit about 10.20 on Monday and Tuesday. We broke out of it yesterday. Now we're pulling back, and it seems like we're trying to hold that spot as support, which is a good sign in the very short term for the bulls. But obviously, as you pull the layers back, you realize the bulls have a lot of work to do, and we're still very much so in a downtrend on SoFi. I mean, look, we tried breaking out of the 180 SMA yesterday, and this channel overall, the downtrending channel, with that overall market breakout. SoFi tried breaking out, but clearly it did not. I mean, we got hit right at 1160, right under the 180 SMA, right under this channel. You guys see we got hit there, so we're starting to slip. And it seems like the downtrend, in a nutshell, the gist of it is the downtrend is continuing, heading into earnings, which are coming out now in less than 3 weeks. On the 29th of April, we're getting earnings out of SoFi, so it's going to be big. Let's just say that it's going to be a big next couple of weeks here, and interesting times. Let's just say that, considering, again, the overall market is collapsing, and the reality is SoFi is probably not going to break out until the overall market figures it figures itself out. It's just not going to happen. SoFi, I just don't see it getting momentum back over $12, $13, $14, $15 until the overall market stabilizes and starts to reverse. I mean, there's just no way this thing breaks out, but that's just my opinion. For now, keywords for now. Ultimately, I think it will break out, but it might take a couple weeks, a couple months. We might have to wait and see what earnings look like first before we get any signs of that overall breakout, momentum building up. So for me, I'm just buying into the weakness. I bought more shares I think 2 days ago at $9.50 roughly. So I'm looking to add more if it gets under $9. I'm looking to sell cash secured puts as well at the $7.50, $8 strike price. I was looking at the May 2nd and 9th expiration dates for those. I'll keep you guys updated, of course, on what I end up doing there, but that's pretty much the plan. Holding on to what I have. If it gets under $9, I'll buy more shares. Planning on selling those cash secured puts at a strike price where I would buy the stock, which is $7.50 to $8 per share, and I'm just going to sit on my hands until that point. That's just what I'm personally doing. And let me show you now these institutions that sold some Sofi. Let me pull this up. And by the way, guys, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. I appreciate all your support as always. I think 50% of you, believe it or not, are watching this content but are not subscribed. So if that's you, make sure to subscribe and check out my second channel, by the way. Shameless plug. We're doing a giveaway, a cash giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. That is also linked down below. So National Bank of Canada lessened its stake in shares of Sofi by 59.1% during the fourth quarter. According to its most recent disclosure with the SEC, the firm owned about 30,000 shares of Sofi after selling 43,000 roughly, I'm rounding up, shares during the quarter. The National Bank of Canada FIs, which I'm not sure what FI stands for, but their holdings in Sofi Technologies were worth $457,000 at the end of the most recent reporting period, and a number of other hedge funds have also made changes to their position in the stock. High Point Advisor Group LLC increased its stake in shares of Sofi Technologies by 6% during the fourth quarter. High Point Advisor Group LLC now owns 74,961 shares of the company's stock, valued at $1.1 million after acquiring an additional 4,200 shares during the period. And Alliance Bernstein LP increased its stake in Sofi by 234% during the fourth quarter. They now own 1.3 roughly million shares of the company's stock, valued at $19.8 million after acquiring an additional 901,000 shares during the period. It looks like here some other movers. We had Meter Asset Management acquire a new position in Sofi during the fourth quarter, valued at $325,000. Let's see. Shaughnessy Asset Management LLC increased its stake in shares of Sofi by 121% during the quarter, and a bunch of other moves here. But yeah, I mean, a lot of additions, but we got that piece of news from the National Bank of Canada FI. They lessened their stake by about 59% during the fourth quarter. So we are seeing a little bit of selling, but a lot of buying from a lot of hedge funds here, which is interesting for sure. And I think these moves were made over the last, they're not too recent. I believe they're from the fourth quarter, but still, that's something worth looking at. And I'm curious to see what not just them, but a lot of other institutions are doing now with the stock, considering it's down a good chunk from highs. We're now down officially from 1850 to 1050 roughly. We're down about 44% on the stock. And in my opinion, guys, this is a great buying opportunity. I'm not telling you what to do. That's just my opinion. I've been buying the stock. Full disclosure, I've owned Sofi for about a year and a half now, and I was buying the stock at $5, $6, $7 a share, and my goal is to add more, a lot more to the stock if it gets to the single digits again. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my second channel linked down below. It's a personal finance reaction channel. So make sure to go subscribe and join the free stock email newsletter list. That is down below, guys. Put your first name and your email address. Again, it's free, and I send out my top stocks weekly. You want to get in there. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.